Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Insecure review, y'all. This episode was so good. I was so into it. I was so upset with Molly. Like, why do you always have to make it about you? Like, she does this. Like, is it just me? She does this. It worked on my nerves. But let's go ahead and get into my notes. So, Issa is up at 3 a.m., like 3:32 a.m. to be precise, okay? And she gets up to go and get herself something out the kitchen, and she's on Instagram, and she sees that Nate is up. So she messages him, and he's like, you know, what's up? You want to talk? So she calls him. They sit on the phone. They talk about the block party, and, you know, he's wondering, you know, if he should come and all of this type of stuff. I don't know. But either way, y'all know that Nate is friends with Andrew, okay? So they have a conversation, which leads Issa to saying, I don't really fuck with Molly like that no more. And, you know, that's how it popped off. And we remember that we saw this a few episodes. What was it, last episode or the one before? I forgot. Whichever one it was, we saw her say this. We had no idea who she was talking to. She was talking to Nathan about Molly. Meanwhile, okay, it's time for the block party, and Molly is at her apartment with Andrew, going through outfits, going back and forth with herself, not really with Andrew, even though he's there listening, about whether she should go to the block party or not, because she is not seeing it for Issa right now. Issa is not seeing it for her. It's just a whole ordeal right now, and she doesn't know if she wants to go. But Andrew is like, look, if you don't want to go, we don't go. She's like, I gotta go, okay? That's my best friend. I gotta go, okay? And I gotta put my bullshit aside to support her. So Molly is going to be the bigger person and go and support Issa, okay? That's what she was trying to do at the beginning. Did it end up that way? I don't think so. Not at all. But I think she started out with good intentions. I think Molly's issue is that Molly is in like a very self-centered person. Like the way she took what happened and made it about her, this huge betrayal to her, it's just like, this is not about you right now. This is not about you at all. And we're gonna get into it, because Molly is not completely wrong about Issa. Of course not. They're both in some ways wrong. But Molly, oh my God, I just feel like this is not something that Issa would have done to Molly. If Molly had something going on, Issa would have not came. Or if she would have came, she wouldn't have been trying to steal your spotlight. Or, you know, crush your dream or whatever. I just feel like she would have been like, okay, girl, you know, support you, girl, yeah. You know, and they had a little hate under it, but it's there, it's supportive. You, on the other hand, start a whole, like, altercation at the block party. Oh my God, y'all. Oh, Molly kills me, y'all. Anyway, so Issa runs into Condola. All right, she's at the block party. She's looking studious. She's got her clipboard. She's ready. Her assistant is jumping around with, you know, a little ear thing in. So everything is looking hella professional. It's very nice, but they're hella white people, okay? And then here comes Condola standing over there, and Issa goes up to her like, hey, girl, like, where you been? You ghosted me. I didn't know you were gonna be here. Condola says that the only reason she showed up was because she had to make sure her vendors, you know, got what they needed. And she does apologize for ghosting Issa, and it turns out that she and Lawrence broke up. So that was the reason why she left Issa hanging. And Issa was like, yeah, I didn't know that. Like, like, I had no idea. You ghosted me because some shit that was going on between you and Lawrence? That reminded me of that line on 5 Hobie Show. You mean you left us hanging for some shit that was going on between you and Jimmy? You know what I'm saying? You just like your damn daddy. I got you. We was drinking and drug shit before. We left you alone, thinking you would calm down. I have 1, maybe 2 drinks now. Well, I'm an alcoholic or something. I'm on here. It ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, man. I love dressing in that scene, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we completely tapped out of Insecure. But if you're a fan of Insecure, you've probably seen the 5 Heartbeats and can follow me on that tangent that I just went on. My bad, okay? But either way, y'all, really, Condola? Really? Really? Word? This business situation? You couldn't even answer that girl's text messages because you and Lawrence broke up? Like she had something to do with that? I just feel like that's flawed. And if you were going to try to be an adult and still go through with this business, you know, situation once you found out that they were exes, then you should have stayed it to the end answering fucking text messages, at least kept it 100 with her and told her, look, Issa, me and Lawrence just broke up. I'm feeling some type of way right now. Bare minimum contact, please. Like, unless you absolutely need my input, don't call me, okay? Call God, all right? Like, that's all she had to say. But to just leave it out there like that, and then, you know, Issa having her headliner drop out, which I'm still wondering if Condola did that. Like, I'm wondering if that has something to do with Condola, seeing as though Condola was the one hooking her up with all of the people that she got to be vendors and to also be a part of the show. So yeah, y'all, I'm just kind of side-eyeing everything Condola right now, okay? I don't even give a shit if I'm saying her name right, okay? But anyway, Kelly, Tiffany, and Derek show up, all right? They there showing love and shit. Kelly is there with some stupid little boyfriend that she got, you know, little date that she brought. She's pretending that she, you know, is from England, you know, having an English accent and all of this. I used to have a really good English accent. I don't know what's exactly happened to it, but it goes in and out, I think, a bit. I cannot. I have to hit. And then I can do it. Okay, but anyway, all right. It's so stupid. He thought that she was really from England. Like, really? You can't tell she ain't from England? So Tiff and Derek are like on their first outing without the baby, and Tiff is really enjoying herself, and she is also having a visceral reaction to motherhood. Okay, she joked about leaving her baby in the grocery store. She stopped breastfeeding and she was like, it's her loss. And I was just like, oh wow, she's in a bit of a bad place right now as it pertains to her baby, but it'll be all right. Yeah, but Tiff needed that day. Okay, she needed some time away from her baby. She really did. You could tell. Like, oh no. Issa gets interviewed by a YouTuber who doesn't even have a channel yet, but apparently had enough money to get a professional camera crew to come and shoot it. I was just like, are you serious? Molly and Andrew show up. You know, it's, oh my god, hey, you know, it's really cool, but it's awkward still, okay? And then Issa's brother shows up. Y'all, why he was making so much trouble for Kelly in her stupid date, like, so where in England are you from, bitch? Okay, can you give me some information? Derek is on the phone with the babysitter. The baby won't stop crying, so now he's like, all right, we'll come back. And Tiffany is like, no, like, I'm gonna stay here. And Derek was like, all right, babe, you know, just catch a ride with Kelly. I'll go home. I'll take care of the baby. It's like, oh my god, Derek is such a good dad. He's such a good father. Andrew and Molly are booed up, enjoying the show, okay? And y'all, Issa has some really nice seating areas at this fucking block party. I was like, is that what they look like out there? Because our expensive festivals don't have adequate seating and shade like that, okay? You gotta bring your own seating. You could burn to a fucking crisp at Jazz Fest, okay? At French Quarter Fest. Okay, French Quarter Fest got a little bit more seating because, you know, especially if you go on Waldenburg Park area, but that's not even the point, okay? The point remains, damn, Issa, that shit is nice. And that's what Andrew is telling Molly. Like, it takes a lot out of somebody to put something like this together. Okay, so maybe you should cut Issa a break because y'all haven't been on a good page because she had to put so much of her energy in this. And you know, you're used to her always worrying about what's going on with you. And she had some shit going on with her own life. You know what I'm saying? Molly is just self-absorbed. I'ma just say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just takes everything so personally when it's like people have lives and shit that matter to them. Like, just like you put your job above everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just didn't have a lot of understanding towards Issa, and it was just always downplaying Issa, like, oh, she ain't doing shit. Like, you know, didn't really have any faith in her friend, and I understand that Issa is the gimme girl and all of that. But that had only been recently. Let's not forget, before she quit her job, she had her own place. She was the one that Lawrence was dependent on. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like she had to go through this stage. But that's not exactly who Issa is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it just me that feels like this irresponsibility shit happened after Lawrence? And before that, she had to be taking care of everything because his ass didn't have a job? Do we remember this? Oh, okay. I'm just saying, y'all. I think Molly does the most with the grandstanding, and I'm glad that Andrew was like, look what your friend did, bruh. Cut your friend some slack. This is a lot of shit to, you know, pull off and to pull together, okay? So she's like, you know, you're right. Nate shows up. Issa got Vince Staples to headline the show, and Nate helped her do that. Vince, however, is also posting pictures from Miami, so Issa is worried that he may not show up, okay? She walking around with a little board and her little pen, and her assistant is running up to her. It's like, it's a whole ordeal, but she is just trying to make sure that everything is, you know, going along smoothly. And y'all, it looks great. Like, at first it was a whole bunch of white people, and she was like, where are the black people? But you know, we be late. But when we did get there, we showed out. We definitely showed out, and then the white people were like, oh my god, it's getting late, so many black people here, let's go home. And so, you know, then the crowd kind of evened out for what Issa expected it to be. The artists that she got to perform were like dope. Every song, I was like, yeah, like I liked every song that they played. I'm gonna watch this episode again because I want to make sure I get all of those musicians together, because I know they probably on my title somewhere. Like, where is the soundtrack? Okay, like where somebody at me in the soundtrack? Is this on the soundtrack? Because you know how sometimes they'll have songs in the episode that ain't necessarily on the soundtrack. Okay, but this was it. I love this. Okay, and it makes me feel like Issa definitely picked those artists herself, because y'all know she has a good eye, you know, for the hood unknown artists. Okay, y'all, and then Bompton was there, aka Tristan. Tristan is his real name, but Tristan has, yeah, he was on that episode. Yeah, Billy, Bobby, the Bobby with the I and the Y. He was good. Apparently, he knew everybody in the VIP area at the block party. Okay, but I was just happy to see Tristan, because I remember Tristan when he was on Awkward Black Girl with Issa. You know what I'm saying? And then he got on this with her the first two seasons, and now he's on Bigger on BET. And y'all, I am gonna do a review for Bigger on BET, the first season. I don't know if I'm gonna do episode for episode. I'm not sure, but I know I'm gonna do it. I know I'm gonna do it for y'all. Okay, because I ain't gonna have shit else to review. Alright, I'm trying to spread it out a little bit though, but y'all be looking for that. But he's in that, and we follow each other on Twitter, and he's super cool. Like, he's super cool, super funny, and I like to see, you know, my young black actors getting out there, you know, and doing their thing and everything. So shout out to Tristan, aka Bompton, for making his appearance this episode. Okay, so then everybody starts dancing, y'all. It's packed. At first, Issa didn't want to dance, but her assistant was like, no, you got to enjoy this. This is your hard work, girl. You better go enjoy the fruits of these labors. So she go out there, and she ends up, you know, line dancing next to Molly, and, you know, they having a good time. And at first, it was a little awkward, but after they danced for a minute, it warmed up, and they laughing and high-fiving one another. And it's just like old times. It was a fucking vibe, y'all. It was a vibe. We were all having a good time. They was having a good time. We was having a good time. It was a fucking good time. Why did it have to be ruined? I'm sorry for all of the F-bombs. I'm sorry. But I was upset because I was in this moment and it got ruined, okay? Vince Staples came out there. Look, Issa tried to do her little speech thanking everybody for supporting her, but they started screaming Vince, 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 you know, 2 seconds into her little speech. So she was like, all right, y'all, hey, Vince, Vince, all right. Everybody, Vince Staples, you know, and then he comes out and he performs and he getting it and everything. It was dope. I would have loved to go to that block party. Issa, in real life, sis, you should do that shit. I don't see many black women doing this type of thing, you know, with the exception of the tour that Queen Latifah and them had did, but that's different. That was a tour. This is like, you know, something that would go on in one spot, and then we would all come to California for it specifically. I'm acting like ain't nobody told her this. I'm sure somebody around her has told her she should do this shit for real. So after Vince performs, Molly and Andrew are walking arm in arm. It was a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe, like I said. And he just had to mention that he helped Issa get Vince Staples, because Nathan called him and asked him to, you know, shoot the email. And it was just the email. And Molly is upset, and Andrew was like, look, I wasn't trying to like make the situation worse between the two of y'all. I didn't think you would mind me, you know, shooting the email to help your friend. Like, she worked real hard on this. Like, Andrew felt like I felt. Like, it was the smallest thing to ask. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't see it putting that much issue on their relationship, especially since the issues in their relationships have nothing to do with Molly using him for his, you know, for his clout. That's not an issue in their relationship. So if she asked that of him, that shouldn't have been a big deal if they weren't on bad terms. You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? Whatever. But now Molly's pissed, okay? So Molly goes up to Issa to confront her in front of all of these people. Everybody's eating and in the same little area, and they can hear this whole conversation as they start to go in on one another. And Molly feels like Issa betrayed her because she told her she didn't want to ask Andrew to help her with this. She didn't want to mix those two things. And Issa was like, and I didn't get you involved in it. I asked Nathan, who has his own relationship with Andrew that has nothing to do with you. Okay? And I was like, I mean, get her done. Get her done. Like, I'm just saying, y'all, I thought that at the end of the day, Issa put way too much work into this shit to not have had a headliner after all of this setup. Like, did y'all see that shit? I'm just saying, the food trucks, like the seating areas, the VIP area, the people that were there, like, why would I not use my contacts to make this shit pop? Why would just to not piss you off? I'm sorry, but I would have been Issa. I'd have been like, okay, you're not gonna help me, but I know somebody else that know Andrew. So, and it wasn't like Nate didn't offer. She didn't ask him out the blue. He asked if there was anything he could do to help. So she was like, honestly, I'm trying to get this artist, you know, and Molly don't want to help me out because she don't want to get involved in all of that. But you know, Andrew got the hookup. Nate said, I'll holler at Andrew. Boom, bow, pow, we got the shit done. I just don't understand why this was such a huge betrayal to her. Like, Andrew wasn't bothered, and that's what you were worried about. You were worried about it messing up your relationship with him, and it didn't. So why did you feel the need to make a scene at her event like this? Make it about you. Make it this hood ghetto, you know, event where they going back and forth getting in each other's faces. Okay, Molly stepped up and he's like, get out of my face, Molly. You know what I'm saying? On some shit like that. And then somebody yells she got a gun, and then everybody starts running. And it's like, oh God, now people are gonna think somebody had a gun at the block party. And maybe it'll be an issue next time she's trying to get permits to do this another time. Like, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, all of this for that little bitty, it's not that big of a fucking deal, Molly. It's not for you to do that at this girl's event. To basically make it a joke after she had this successful night. And now it might be known for some foolishness, for an argument, for a fucking fight, and not for all of the work she put into it for it to be as fire as it was. Like, that shit would have pissed me the fuck off. I'm telling you, me and Molly would have no words for each other after that. There would be nothing else to say. There would have to be no conversation. We just not friends no more. Because you could have hit me up later about that shit. You could have talked to me on the phone. You could have came by my house. Anything but doing that shit at that event. I'm sorry, y'all. That was trash to me. That was so trash. And y'all, then, you know, Issa is just walking all sad. Nate is with her. Tiff is with her. But they just, you know, eventually kind of leave. And she's standing there by herself. And it's thundering. And it's starting to rain. And it's just like, Issa can't catch a break. I mean, I hope that, you know, when they're talking about this event in the upcoming days after it, they say positive things. And it's not about this. But somebody yelling she got a gun, that shit might make it to social media, which might make it to the news. Somebody could have been recording that shit. Oh, look at the event planner fighting with somebody. Y'all, it's just not a good look. I'm just upset. It could have been handled way better than that. But Molly had to go and tell Issa about herself. Like, all right, y'all, that's it. I said what I had to say. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.